Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
All right.
Hey, when's the next bigger track? Because I never called a short track, so I don't know how I'm going to do, but... Okay. Is this a live or a dub? Okay.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another On the Pole stream. Sorry it took us a few moments to get started here, but we are at the lovely paperclip of Martinsville this evening as we get ready for another set of playoff weeks here. We're looking at the top 8 of the NSR Xfinity series presented by the SkunkWorks graphics, and tonight we have it also presented by the... why is this not right? I'll be getting the...
Yeah, I don't have a video feed.
Yeah.
I have to turn off my keystone light.
Yeah, you should have it. It should be up. But I should have things here too, and I'm not seeing stuff up. Oh.
Yeah. I'm in the same room we were before, so unless I should be in a different room.
No, you're fine. But we are here waiting for the grid to grid up here. Not sure why this is not.
Yes, we seem to be having technical video issues.
Yeah, there's technical issues going on, and if I count to 3, I'm going to pull you by the Not horn. Sure exactly what's going on.
Did I click on something wrong?
No, you're fine. It's my end that I'm scooping up on.
Okay, because I accidentally do that. I got nervous already.
No, tonight we're having just a small technical difficulty. Not sure exactly what happened to iRacing here. All right, we should be better now. We should be here ready to roll. And with me tonight, I have Mike. If I'm right, is that Mike?
This is Mike or Michael or however.
Okay. So we don't have any viewers yet. I'm still running into a couple technical difficulties. I don't see cars on the track.
No, not on my side either. You'd think with iRacing there wouldn't be any difficulties, but we would have this on the broadcast, just like in real life.
Yeah, just like real racers, anything can happen live is live, no matter how you look at it.
I don't know if you're getting on your feedback, but I hear like the racers in my other earphone.
Yeah, I had to turn it down. So it looks like we finally got the grid showing up here.
Can you restart us and refresh us?
That's what I'm working on.
Two great minds think alike, my friend.
There's our starting grid. Finally, we get it up for us. And like I said, this is on the pole. We have the NSR SkunkWorks. Tonight, though, is the Martin Sports 250.
I don't see any video on my screen. Let me see here. Let me back out of it and do it over again real quickly. Share your screen. Right. Well, welcome to National Sim. Click on that. Oh, wait.
No,
Application.
no.
Screen 1. Here we go. I should be there shortly.
Yeah, all you have to do is in the broadcast booth, click on watch stream once you're in the broadcast booth. But we got Johnny Taylor on the front row, Mike Bruno in second, Keith Fonseca in third, John Williams fourth, Alonso in fifth, Stoney Benfield sixth, Alexandre Tessier in seventh, Mark Sikosi eighth, Mark Westwood ninth, Max Ford in 10th. 12th will be, 11th is Dakota Ehrman, Timothy Damas in 12th.
Gotcha.
And I'm trying to see if we got more drivers than that. Yes, we do. We got Matt Wheeler in 13th, Matt Sisler in 14th, and Austin Rhodes will round out the field tonight in 16th position. Quiet that radio chatter so I can understand what everybody's saying. So we are short track racing at the track of Martinsville. The drivers are coming around the last corner, I believe, to get ready, set for that green flag. Nope, one more lap around. Lights are out on the pace truck. Makes a hard left turn on the pit road. They're coming out of 4 this time to get that green flag. Green flag should be out as we are down and away here at Martinsville. Johnny Taylor out to a great start out there on the front row bottom. 19 of Mike Bruno, he's trying to catch up there. Well, it's being short track racing there, Mike. You got any thoughts on how the bump and runs might come into play tonight?
Oh, I think you have to time it out, just like at Bristol or Richmond, and how the stages play in and where you are in your points. Just like a super speedway, but you have to be more aggressive, especially towards the end of the race and everything. So you want to bump and run just to make sure you get your points, but not really make anyone mad in the long run.
Well, this is one of them tracks where drivers will say Rubbin's racing. This is such a tight racetrack, and one thing that makes Martinsville unique, besides it being what we call the paperclip, is if you notice in the corners, that lighter color of roadway, that is concrete. So the straightaways are asphalt, where the corners are concrete.
Oh yes, and you have to make that transition really carefully, especially if you get up on the brim, as we say in dirt racing, because
As we see the 86 kind of get loose, coming off of the corner and finds that inside wall. Yeah, it should be up. Should be able to hit watch stream. Or join stream within Discord if you click the broadcast room. So as we're under caution here for our first caution, that makes caution number 1 already at lap 7 of 200 here this evening. Taylor out front. Bruno in second, Fonseca in third, Tessier fourth, Benfield in fifth.
yes, I believe that's Francisco. I raced with him quite a bit, and he's a really nice dude. So
we're going to take a quick look at tonight's point standing since we have the moment here during the caution. You can see Johnny Taylor is out front. He's also out front leading the way currently. Bruno is second, but on the points, Tanner Lava is second, Ricky Utting in third, Alexander Tesher. Those are your top four. They're the ones that are going to be battling out for the championship next week. John Williams, Kyle Westwood, Mark Sikosi, and Alonso are all trying to battle their way into that top four. But I think Alonso just had some of his hopes crushed a little bit with that spin that he just had there on the backstretch here at Martinsville.
Oh yes, but it's still a little bit early and everyone still has time. But again, you want to be careful where you place your stage points because that bottom four could easily reverse to the top four and the top four could reverse to the bottom four until our final race next week.
Off of corner four comes Johnny Taylor out front. Mike Bruno in second. Alexander Tessier there in third. Side-by-side racing on behind them.
And Benfield in fifth, and Williams in sixth, and Westwood in seventh, and the two-car Wheeler in eighth, and the 92 car Davis in ninth, and number 10, the 45 car of Ford. And we got a handful of cars that have been strung out and right at the start-finish line. They're 2x2, and then another pack of string cars, as they call them, and take it away.
And we got Matt Wheeler in eighth, battling here, trying to battle alongside Westwood there in the five. I'm sorry, that's the five of Williams. Get my cars mixed up. Westwood's in front of them as they come down into the next corner. Trying to find out passes. We got Bruno making a pass for the lead, I believe, coming into 3 and 4. Bruno will get the pass there on the inside. And the inside seems to be the predominant lane here at Martinsville. If you can drive it in a little bit more aggressively to get that nose under the car in front of you, you can usually make the pass, but it's not easy to pass people here at Martinsville.
Oh, no, and the 19, if you see him and go high, you want to go low, you want to fake the other driver out, essentially, but you don't want to be too aggressive too early. And the other thing to realize, especially at a short track like this, if you only have 19 cars as we do in this race, the leader, if you are doing maybe a 40-lap run or so, you can catch up to the end of the pack very, very quickly and start putting those cars 1 lap down or 2 laps down. And you also have to be careful of saving your tires if you get into that position if you're up in the top 5.
Top 5 all through the field, actually, as all single file as we are winding laps down here slowly at Martinsville. We're on lap 16 of 200. Really, they're clipping away pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, with short tracks, and they call this track a paperclip, as everyone can notice. And right where this concrete and the pavement are, there's a pretty good stretch there. You could go 2-3 wide, but that's not really advisable, only if you have to at this racetrack here.
As we watch Keith Fonseca there in the number 61 in the 4th position. He's looking to try to battle up there for a 3rd place finish, but he's got to keep an eye on that rearview mirror as the 75 of Benfield is slowly working his way up to him.
Yes, and if you have a top 2 battle, just like at Daytona or Talladega here, you could really stack up the field, and you don't want to do that here because, as if anyone saw the Xfinity Series race today, you could have a humongous wreck at the end, and that'll affect your points and your positions for the championship next week.
Anything can affect points, and that's the one thing these top 8 drivers in this series really want to pay attention to. You know, we see Taylor, he's running 2nd right now, and I don't think he's going to be too concerned since Bruno's not really in the running for points. As long as he can still come out of this with a decent finish, he knows he's going to move on to within the championship 4 next week and be able to fight for a championship battle next week.
Oh yes, you don't necessarily have to be in the championship hunt, even though a championship driver will say, oh, that driver behind me, it'll still make him nervous and mess up his line between, say, 1st and 2nd as we were seeing a battle here.
Yeah, I think Taylor just going to kind of ride it out
Yes. And then we have location. My screen just switched. Take it away. I apologize.
We're looking at the 60 or 75 of Stoney Benfield as he's trying to make his way through that corner, getting a little tight coming off.
Yes, and the 81, I think he just got up on the rim as I was talking about earlier. So you have to be real careful because it can bounce off the one car and spin yourself out and unfortunately possibly spin another person out. And the 81 car gets loose and he's holding up the field, it looks like. So in my opinion, if I was racing, I would have him get out of the way and race. But he does have a right to be there just like anyone else. So you just have to be aware. As you can see again, he's really loose on the off and like there. So
I think the 61, I don't think it's necessarily him being loose. I think he's just getting into that gas a little earlier than what he probably should be, as we see the 32 finally give way to the inside line.
That's true, especially if you lose grip in your tires after a short run or long run, whatever you may do. You could not have a full mindset of how you want to run your car because you're not sure how your grip is going to be overall.
Oh, they still have a long ways to go. I mean, we're only on lap 27 out of 200, now 28. So it's still got some time to try to work their way up towards the front. But, one of the old adages for racing, they say, is it's one thing to catch them, but it's another thing to pass.
That's right. And especially, again, with this concrete to asphalt transition, you don't want to go too high up in the corners, especially because that could really upset your car or truck, whatever series you're racing in, and you can spin out quite easily here. For those who see Darlington in the other short track that is famous in NSR, we use the analogy cheese grater, and that's because Martinsville and Darlington, the tires, when you go up so many laps, the pavement acts like a cheese grater on the tires, where the rubber will come off so quickly, and that's when you have to be careful of your tires in your long run.
Tires will be of importance and management here this evening here at Martinsville with the NSR Xfinity SkunkWorks graphics. I think we're doing fairly well here with everything going on, despite the small technical issues at the start.
Oh yes, and we have a string of top four cars in line that are holding their position until we get to our first pit stop here. I'm not too sure on pit strategy on this race, maybe lap 60 or so?
I could be. I'm looking to see if I can find the, see if I can find what I need here.
Oh, we have one car out already. Was that from the first caution, or was that maybe next order?
I don't know what happened there with Sisler.
Oh, okay.
Lap 60 is our first stage. So stage number 1 will end at lap 60.
Oh, okay.
Or somewhere abouts there. Stage 2 will be about anywhere between lap 100 and lap 120. And then we'll go to lap 200.
Right, and you want to divide your segments here very carefully of how you want to use your tires, because there's not a lot of sets, I don't think, unless I'm wrong in saying that. Is there unlimited sets?
No.
Oh, okay, because I'm not too familiar if there's unlimited sets in iRacing or not, so.
It depends honestly how the league is set up, and I believe they're on limited sets. I'm trying to find that information here as well.
Yeah, I don't have that information with me, so I apologize. I'm flying blind tonight. Ooh, the 32 car just got a little tight after coming off the berm there, and he's coming up on the 61, and he's trying to pass him on the inside, and he's trying to get loose, or I'm sorry, he's getting loose, or he's just backing up his corner, as we call it sometimes. Oh, the 81 just got really loose. Either he did that, or trying to let him go. Oh, they're bumping and rubbing. The 32 and 81 are making contact. The 81 just got into the wall, maybe times 2, maybe that looked like it times 4, as what we call in iRacing. And the 81 just hit the wall again. And here the rest of the pack is coming. The 512, yeah, the 5 car and the 12 car have really wheeled into this 5 car here. Excuse me, my screen just changed. And all of a sudden, just like that, we have 5 cars right in the pack together, and we have the 5 car right behind the 18 car, and I can't see on my screen again, the 22 car trying to stay in front of the 18, and we have another pair of 6 cars, maybe within a quarter of the track, and then spread out by about 2 gaps, followed by another 2 cars.
We got the 5 there of John Williams behind the 61 of Fonseca. Tessier in the number 4, or in the 4th position in the number 32. Stoney Benfield in the number 30 position in the 75. Looks like our 2 leaders have checked out from the field.
Oh yes, they have get gone and gone, as they say in iRacing. And the rest of the top 10, or even the top rest of the field, will have to catch up and see how, again, I know I keep saying about tires, but here it's really essential, especially going into the final race for next week.
It's going to be interesting to see how the championship 4 come out after this race. Johnny Taylor, he's sitting pretty good here tonight as we watch him work his way around Martinsville. Following Bruno, and I think he's just going to really just follow him. He's not going to push too hard. I think he's going to try to save that car as best he can.
Oh yes, depending on how you set your car up at the beginning of the race, if you set it up tight, meaning you go into the turn, and the car or the tires don't want to go forward, or you can't push it too far, and if you get loose, the back tires go the other way. If you set it up loose at the start, it can go tight. If you set it up tight at the start, it can go loose in the long run.
Back down in the corner, number 1, Bruno still out front. Taylor second. Benfield is out there in 3rd. Tessie is still holding that 4th position.
I will give it to you.
Take it away, my screen is changing. Oh, we got the 72 who just got loose there, and
It's 75 of Stoney Benfield, and then we got the 3 and of Bruno, the 3 of Taylor and the 19 of Bruno still out front.
yes, I'm sorry, the 3, he just got loose trying to chase down the 19, and we have a pretty good gap going here, and my screen changed again.
Yeah, a little over the little over a straightaway gap, I would have to say, between 2nd and 3rd.
Oh yes, and the 75 had a slow start at the beginning, but he's coming up through the field pretty good. Oh, we got a caution on the track, but I don't see why.
Looks like cars are starting to space out a little bit. I think tires are coming into a factor now as you're seeing the different drivers struggling to keep the cars up to pace.
Oh yes, and it's all about your knowingness or your own talent of how well you race this track in iRacing or how long you have, because you could really set a formula in your mind of saying, I need to push here or push there, just like in real life simulation. Here, they're all coming down pit lane. It looks like at least the top 10. My screen is switching, so
I would say the whole field's going to come down, get new tires, fill it up with fuel. As this is the end of the stage, Mike Bruno is your stage 1 winner.
Oh yes, you are correct. My screen was switching angles, so they're going pit lane speed limit. Oh, the 19 was a little sideways there. Good thing you can't get crashed on pit lane too much here in iRacing simulation racing. Or a lot of these drivers, especially on this first stint, going into the second stint, will definitely need to take four fresh tires and then full of fuel, and then the second and third stages, depending on where they are when that comes out, they can decide if they want 2 tires or no tires. It's all up to the crew chiefs or the drivers themselves. That's why they're here, because they're good drivers and they know what they're doing.
Oh, these drivers are all good drivers, and to be running this hard at Martinsville, well, this might not be staged, but I don't see where a caution come out, so this could be staged. My stages could be marked wrong on the schedule that I have.
Yeah, I do see a checkered flag. I mean, I do not have the information like you do, so we are almost a third of the way through the race already, and it looks like they're starting to double up here to get ready on the restart.
Yeah, its lights are out on the pace truck. We will be set to go next time by.
Yes, and I do not believe there was a lucky dog on this first caution here.
No, because Matt Sisler is the only driver a lap down, and he's still sitting on pit road or out, actually.
Yes, and if we go up to the restart, they want to make sure they have a lot of grip, because it's really easy, as the second place car has already spun their tires. So it's like, oh, someone seemed to miss a shift or something happened there. They're trying to go 3 wide and right into turn 1 and 3 wide.
Yeah, that don't work out too well.
No, and the 5 car, the 51 car, and I believe that's the 91 car.
It's the 61, the 32, and the 5 that we're trying to push 3 wide. I don't know what the 32 did on the start. He gooped up a little bit as he's getting another row 3 wide. He seems to be struggling right now. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the 32 machine.
Yeah, I believe he did pit 2 also, so maybe he made the wrong adjustment. So, oh, we got a crash. Looks like a 3-car crash. Will that bring out the caution? Nope, I guess iRacing called it clear.
Everybody's still moving. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with the 32. He's now back clear at the back of the pack. That is the 32 of Alexandre Tessier.
Yes. He looks like he is trying to catch up to the field. So everyone is getting strung up here. So iRacing must have thought everyone got out underway and not need a caution there.
Up 60 now. This is where I thought the stage would end, but I think the stage ended a little early because also on the schedule it's saying that this was the 200. There was 250 laps, but we only see that we are running 200. So
yes, and Bruno on that restart seemed to get a really good restart on Taylor here. He's probably pulled out to maybe a car and a half length on the second place, and that's a pretty good restart length for a short track, especially Lake Martinsville, and the pressure that they have on Phoenix for the next race.
All right, so we're looking at the 19 of Bruno out front. The 3 of Taylor still trying to chase him down after he lost the lead there in that first stage. We are officially into stage 2. And they're all single file yet again as they're battling around Martinsville here this evening.
And Tesser from the little bump and run action has not seemed to cut up to the rest of the field, although he has seemed to even out. And as Adam said here, everyone's all in the line, top 10, as the 32 is trying to catch up to the rest of the field.
So there's the 32 test here, as you were talking about, Bruno.
So far, we seem to have everyone on the lead lap. So that is a good thing. 14 out of 15. Sessler is the only car that is out of the race so far. And everyone's just trying to find their own P's and Q's as we have a little battle now, as they say that the McDonald's car and the 32 car, excuse me, I couldn't see when my screens were switching, are battling it out pretty good in front of the 5 car. And now, because of that battle, we have a 4 car lead there.
5 battling there with the 5 of Williams battling there with Matt Wheeler right behind him. Max Ford is in 7th position. Kyle Westwood 8th. Timothy Davis 9th. Austin Rhodes in 10th. As they're battling here out at Martinsville, they're doing a great job running these laps. Really minding that throttle, because they're all feathering that throttle just enough so whenever they're on and off this concrete, they're not spinning them tires too bad. I've seen guys in the officials start to spin the cars even before the race starts, just doing pace laps because they get throttle happy and spin the tires on that concrete.
Oh yes, it's very easy to go from concrete to asphalt and spin your tires, as we are on lap 71 of 200.
Yeah, now on lap 72, working on lap 72 out of 200. Almost halfway through this race in another 25 laps or so. We're still looking at the 5 of Williams. Everybody's single file, not too much battle going on. And there is only 15 cars, so now there comes a battle, it looks like, with Davis.
Yes, the 64 and Keller. I don't know if they're getting into it, but they've been the only 2 battling probably about the last 20 laps, or at least through this last 3 restarts. So I don't know if we missed something there, but the McDonald's car has finally seemed to back out of that battle.
Yeah, him in the 64. Well, it all depends on driving line and driver comfort. As the drivers are running here this evening, working on lap 74, about to become lap 75 here, with watching these drivers battle here. I'm surprised we're not seeing too much more of the short track action.
Oh yes, I think they're just waiting for the later stages, as I mentioned before, and how everyone's going to line up. Oh, as my camera switched again. So it's all about pit position, where you want to be, especially at this race going into next week's final race.
Yeah, most definitely. As we are watching the driver go around Martinsville here this evening, these laps are winding down. I mean, I just called it. We were on lap 75. Now we're on lap 7. Got to be 78 here, with Bruno and Taylor just almost walking away with it here, but not as far as what I thought they would be. They're staying a lot closer this lap. So I don't know if they're not pushing as hard or if they're trying to save. I'm not exactly sure, but I do see that their pace is not the pace they set there in stage 1.
Oh, definitely not. So they're probably trying, like I just said, as we have a caution on the racetrack.
It's going to be on Kyle Westwood. The 64 of Kyle Westwood. Wonder if he did exactly what we talked about. He got on the brakes too late.
Yep.
He had that car rolling well and just ended up locking the brakes up going into the corner. And once he hit that concrete's slick. That might be one of the reasons why I personally enjoy running Martinsville. Because with me running Martinsville, you almost have to have a little bit of a dirt track mentality going through these corners because of how slick that concrete can get.
Oh yes, you really have to be smart in your plays of where you have to be and why you want to be there. And it's like I said before, it's all about strategy. Obviously, anywhere else, if someone doesn't know exactly what they're doing at a racetrack because they're too little of experience or maybe a veteran, they'll all have different mindsets of how to race each place. But here, you definitely want to have a great mindset, even if you're a rookie, and study this place because it can get you in trouble very quickly.
Well, look, I was talking to somebody else who has been around racetracks. You also gotta kind of respect the racing surface. No matter if it's the asphalt, the dirt, racing on water like we were talking about. It don't matter what that racing surface is. You gotta go and respect it. If you don't respect the racing surface you're running on, you can find yourself in some trouble.
Oh yes, looks like the lights on the pace truck are out, and we are doubling them here for the restart. Although the 3 cars seems to be
Yeah, that's Jordan Taylor. He's back out front with Bruno back in 6th position.
Oh, okay.
I think Johnny Taylor stayed out and Bruno come in the pit. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Bruno came in the pit, but Taylor stayed out.
Right. As we come up the green here, and again, we don't want to spin those tires as... Oh, my screen has changed. Take it away.
The 5 really giving that short track bump there on the bottom side as we come off of quarter number 1 and 2. Taylor gets a great restart, jumps out front. The 5 and the 75, they're battling hard. Pack's battling hard as Mark Sikosi now up to 4th position. We haven't really heard his name much. And Bruno is right behind him, 61 near the inside. Battling. This is the racing I was hoping to see as side-by-side racing occurs behind 4th on back.
The McDonald's car had a great restart, but now he's way in trouble, and someone right in front of him just bounced off the safer barrier. That would be the 12 car. It doesn't look like he had any major contact.
No, the cars look pretty clean yet. I don't even see the donuts on the side of the cars yet from being pushed around. Major crash.
Big crash.
Matthew Wheeler involved, Austin Rhodes involved, Alonso, Max Ford, all involved in this one. Now there's 4 involved completely, as we see. Might be a little bit of net code there rearing its ugly head going through that corner. Although the 31 was coming down a little bit, or the 64 was going up, but there's still room between them. And even as they're sliding, you can kind of see how it just this 31 pushes off of the 64 without causing any damage. And then the 32 just catches the 31, sends him up, and then the 86 and 12 become victims as well. Yeah, that's the 45 of Max Ford. We're right on board with Max Ford coming down here in the corner. You'll see them come together there, and he'll see it happening. And he just locks them up wisely to try to avoid any damage.
Especially on this track, because you don't have a lot of time to think how quickly you need to stop and where you'll be, because these brakes aren't easy to stop. It's not just like a feather you could push. It takes a lot of momentum for these cars to get stopped, because they're about 3,400 pounds.
Well, and you also got to think of the speed they're going too. They're not going to stop on a dime.
Oh no, it'll take, like I said, an awful lot. I was gonna say, we are one to go. I can't tell.
No, we are one to go. They're doubling up. Lights are out. We are one to go, one to green.
Yes, and the 3 car, I believe, is the leader on the inside here.
That is correct. That is the 3 of Johnny Taylor, and he's once again going to get a good start, it looks like. He'll wait till he's off that pavement to let that hammer drop. He's off and down and away.
And we're coming up on the restart here. Oh, that was a great restart for the 3 car. As my screens are switching, and there's contact back in front of the field, as it looked like the 92 car again, and they're 2x2x2 for about 4 rows, and then about a 3-car gap for 3 cars farther in the back.
Yeah, they're battling hard. This is the short track race and showing its head now as we're coming down in the corner number 1 and 2. There's 32 gets really loose.
And that's another caution here.
.32 just ends up getting in there just a little hard, a little aggressive, and it's way up the track. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but he definitely lost grip, spun it around, and into that outside wall.
Interview if he took himself out or if the car just got away, exactly what happened.
I honestly just think the car got away from him. That's our 5th caution of the race so far.
Oh yes, especially towards the end of the race here, we'll start piling up the cautions. Maybe, or hopefully not, which will be a better thing. And all of that too will affect your pit strategy of where you are in the points and what you want to do to look ahead to next week. As we're still pacing single file here, And as they say that, we are doubling up for the restart. Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back, everyone. If you see everyone swerving their tires left to right, that's so they can get a lot of grip on their tires in the restart and create that heat for grip so they don't slip their tires.
Yeah, I think the term there is scrubbing the tires. And they scrub them, and they can do the same thing with the brakes. They can heat the brakes up behind the tires, and that'll also help add a little heat.
Yes, I believe this time now we are coming to one to go.
Yes, lights are out on the pace truck.
Everyone's probably wondering, why is the 3 car that far in front? Well, he has that right as leader, and the 19 can't go too far in front of him. There's a restart zone as which we are coming up to. If the 19 got ahead too far, he would be penalized. So that's why you see that gap there. Take it away.
Yeah, sorry, I'm handling some business behind the camera. It's here. For On the Pole and Nazareth 360 Racing Network. We are running here single file up front as Bruno has caught back up to our leader, Taylor. I think, honestly, Bruno is the one to beat. If he can get around Taylor, he definitely showed the strength to stay ahead of Taylor. As we're looking 3 wide, it looks like
3 wide.
We have a driver that got a little tight. I'm trying to figure out who that is. I want to say that's the 64 Westwood.
Yes, I believe the blue and white car.
Yeah, that's the 64 Westwood.
Yeah, he got up in the dirt, and I believe he hit the wall. I couldn't see my cameras.
He didn't quite get into the wall, but he came very close.
It looks like we have another caution here at Martinsville Speedway.
I think this is our second stage.
That would make sense because of the lap we are on, 101. And again, with these end of stages, everyone's gonna come get 4 fresh tires and full fuel.
I would assume everybody would come down and get 4 fresh tires and fill it with fresh fuel. And I'm not sure exactly what the fuel range is, but it looks like Bruno's back out in front. Whether or not he was in front at the stage, that I'm not sure of.
Yeah, I think last stage he leapfrogged to get points. As everyone is coming down to get 4 tires and fuel on.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Bruno passed Taylor before that flag come out. And here it is coming into the corner. Side by side. Little bump in there coming to the line, but yes, that is your stage. Bruno being the winner.
Yes, that couldn't be any closer than it was.
With a line like that, or with a finish like that, you think we're in for a interesting finish?
Yes, a wild one at best at the end, as they say. As we have Mr. Ford in first place, and then the second place 72, and Bruno back in third, as the leader is trying to bump draft the pace truck here. We should be getting one to go here.
Yeah, I think we're getting one to go soon. Lights are still on, so we got another lap yet.
Oh, I almost had that call there. Oh, someone just hit the wall on the outside. I can't see who that was. It was a black and white car. They just lost all sorts of grip and slid up the track. Now there's two cars in the back here trying to catch up. I didn't see that second car there. And there's one car just skimming off the bottom there. I don't know what happened to him. If there was a big crash. I've only had the end of it. If you saw anything else, Adam?
No, I didn't see really anything, but it looks like Tessier did get into the wall possibly.
Oh yes, that was a big 3 or 4.
Yeah, he never went into the wall because there's some damage to the right side of that 32 machine.
Oh yeah. Now I believe the lane's out on the pace truck here. As Ford is the leader, coming up through the gears on the restart. And on this restart, we have less than halfway to go. Ford gets a good launch into turn 1, followed by Bruno, coming on the outside and trying to go into turn 1 and battle for the lead, as Taylor is closing up 2 by 2 by 2. Ooh, one of the cars bounced off the wall, about 7th place, I believe that was. And they are struggling to get back on the racing surface. I'm surprised iRacing didn't say that should have been a caution.
Well, as long as the track stays clean enough, they are going to run, as we are on lap 109 of 200. So the laps are clicking down here pretty quickly, with just a little under an hour of racing. So we got probably about another hour of racing left to go here at Martinsville.
Ooh, and
depending on cautions.
I didn't see. It was the McDonald's car, I believe. Oh, we have a spin, yes.
That's the 45 of Max Ford. He spun it coming into corner number 1 and 2, I believe, if I'm not getting mixed up here on my corners.
He spun that car out 2 or 3 times. Finally, the 3rd time took him out. He has a little bit rear bumper damage, but that shouldn't hurt him too bad because here it is a short track. But if we were at a bigger track like Daytona or Talladega, he would probably be in the garage and out of the race.
I don't think he hit the wall that hard.
No, not very hard at all. So
if he hit it at all.
I don't know what I saw coming up on my screen. Maybe it was just some smoke, and I thought it was damaged, but I did see something go up in the air after the...
Yeah, he had some tire smoke there from locking them up.
Oh, okay, so that's what I might have seen. My apologies.
So we're under our 7th caution.
Yes, and the McDonald's car is getting 4 tires and a full fuel. Now, since this is my only 2nd race announcing, can you tell me, do they have EOLs in this league?
Yes, they do.
So Mr. Ford could probably take an EOL here and see how he does on this ensuing restart that we should have coming up. And hopefully we won't get to our 8th restart here. Looks like the 31 is trying to make a late pit entry.
So looks like we're single file at the moment. Lights are still on the pace truck. Drivers thinking they're going to be one to go this time by, and they are as they're doubling up now.
Yes, everyone's warming up the tires, as I have mentioned earlier. And we are at lap 115, I believe, on this ensuing restart here. Looks like the 48 is trying to give the 19 a little boost on restart prior as we go down into turn 1.
Well, that's the thing. For drivers to make any passes on the restarts, they got to really get that inside lane to move and keep them bumpers together to keep that outside lane from being able to drop down.
Oh yes, it's just like at Talladega Super Speedway where we also race. Oh, and the outside line didn't get a very good restart. They all stacked up, and there's about a gap and a half between first and second place. And now everyone is 2x2, and one car just hit the outside wall. I can't tell who that was, but I did see someone definitely bounce off the wall there.
The 48 is definitely driving the 30 or the 3 car hard right now, trying to get that pass to happen there on the inside, but Taylor is just holding his own on the outside. Looks like Taylor's still trying to get in front of him so he can drop to the inside. The longer Taylor stays out there, I think the more his tires are going to wear.
Oh yes, and the 48, he's really close to the berm, as I talked about. You want to be careful and aware of your surroundings. Oh, as he gets loose there. And does he hit the wall? No, he's able to save it. Oh, we have a caution, I believe.
Yes, we do have a caution. Mark Sikosi went around.
Ooh,
Looks like he got into it with Matt Wheeler a little bit. And just ended up just enough to where he spun it around. Luckily, he didn't hit no walls. The other thing he hit was the side of Matt's car, so he should be just fine and keep rolling. But as you said, the damage here doesn't affect him as hard as it does at a major drafting track like Talladega, Daytona, Pocono. You get drafting going on. Oh, most definitely. And some drivers, and I don't understand this, that 48, he's scrubbing his tires, but he's using the entire track. And guys that do that, they make me nervous.
And just
Well, and see, here's my thing is, yes, I scrub tires, but I stay in my lane. Even as I'm scrubbing tires, I'm staying in my lane, so I can keep it between them white lines and still scrub tires. I don't have to go the entire width of the racetrack.
I was correct. So
Yeah, they're you can almost watch the drivers some, and I think I'm a little late on the, so they're probably back green. Oh, nope, they're coming to the green right now. So we get another decent restart. Bruno's out front, and we got problems in the back.
Oh, nice save. I can't tell who that was, but
That's the 75 of Stony Benfield.
that was a very nice save.
Taylor trying to get around Ehrman. Ehrman still battling at 3. Very, very hard. Trying to get up there. Those two drivers, I don't know if they realize, but the more they battle, the more that leader is going to pull away. And Taylor's got to be very careful that he doesn't burn them tires up.
Right, and especially on the outside. You don't want to come down too far on the outside because you might get bounced over and spun out by the fellow driver on your inside.
So we got the 5 and the 61. Williams and Forseca there battling side by side, trying to get back up there towards the front. So we got some side by side racing going on now. Now that the laps are winding down, drivers know that the end is coming.
Yes, and they trying to get all the points at the end that they need for their situation at Phoenix, as the 24, I think it is here, is having a good battle, as they are now getting single file here on this restart.
Yeah, we got 15 drivers in the race here this evening, 4 of which will move on to be your championship 4 to battle it out next week. Currently, there are 8 of them battling for those top 4 spots, and they've got a few of them brushing that wall, just ever so slightly coming off with corner number 4. Down the backstretch.
The leader has almost a half a second on the rest of the field, which is a huge lead here at Martinsville Speedway. You'll just see it maybe a tenth of a second or so, but he is having a really good car tonight.
He's doing really, really well up there in front. Unfortunately, though, when I was looking at the points, and I'll bring them up real fast here, I don't see Bruno's name on there. So he can be a spoiler for somebody.
Exactly, and not so much unfortunate, but he is a good race car driver. He's wondering if I was in the hunt earlier in the year, what could happen. We all do that here in iRacing.
Oh yeah, and we got drivers still battling it out here. Look, as we look down through the pack, top 10 right now is Bruno, Taylor, Ehrman, Fonseca, Williams, Ford, Wheeler, Westwood, Davis, and Sikosi. Your 11th place driver of Stony Benfield, he is your last car on the lead lap out of the 15 drivers we have on track here this evening. We know Matt Sisler is out. Alonso, I think, may be on...
No, Alonso is out.
Alonso is out.
Alonso, excuse me. Oh, and we have caution.
Yeah, we have Stony Benfield and Timothy Davis getting together. Oh, Mark Sikosi was the one that kind of, the 92, drove in there a little aggressive. Ended up having to check up hard, which stacked the field behind him, I believe. It would be my take on it.
Corner, and he had to check up, and he stacked up the whole field behind him. Looks like we have pit stops here.
We do have pit stops going on.
I can't tell them because my screen is split here.
We have Max Ford out front now. Mark Sikosi. So with the trouble Max had earlier on in the race, he's now sitting as the leader once again.
Oh yes, he's used his strategy very well, and his pit strategy too. That's easy for me to say. And so we are on our 5th caution.
No, I think we're on our 9th.
Oh, I'm out of it. My apologies here.
Lap 136 of 200. We're on our 9th caution.
And no one to go yet.
Well, they're slowly working these laps down as I'm trying not to fall asleep in my chair here at the racetrack.
Yeah,
Been
no,
a
that
long
was-
day for me today, so it's still getting used to some things here, and I get rolling with everything again. So
that won't be advisable. To fall asleep
no,
in your chair.
at least I'm not a driver.
That.
That could
I
be
can-
bad. A driver
I-
falling asleep behind the wheel, yeah, that could be really, really bad.
I know true nightmare stories. I've been involved with that, unfortunately, but thank God everyone came home safe and unscathed.
Well, that's good. I know I've fallen asleep behind the wheel of my truck simulator, but not on iRacing. I haven't fallen asleep behind the wheel yet. Come close, but not actually falling asleep.
I have an old-time racing chair, and I fell out of my chair falling asleep and fell right underneath my desk.
We got our 1 to go signal now. Drivers are doubling up. We'll get rolling again here for lap 40, which will give us about 60 laps to go here this evening.
Yes, and we are getting ready here to come up to the restart as the pace truck pulls off. And we are green. Oh, the outside gets kind of scattered there on restart there. And the 19...
Yeah, I think Mark Sikosi's a sitting duck out there on the outside.
Yes, he had slid up there for a while. And now we have a battle for the lead, it looks like, as my cameras are switching here.
Yeah, it's no surprise Bruno is battling Ford for the lead, and then Bruno's going to have it here in the next corner.
Oh yeah, it's not a matter of if, but when, as someone just got loose that got my attention there, and we have a crash.
Matt Wheeler and Stoney Benfield.
Wheeler was having a decent night.
Oh, okay. It looks like he either spun the tires or...
I think he got help.
Oh, it looks like he got loose, and then just the 64 didn't have time to check up or something, and just stacked some of the field up. Then there was another incident behind him.
Oh, my cameras didn't check that one.
So as we see here coming off of the corner, you see how they get loose.
Oh yes.
75 locks it up. Not too much damage on the 75. The 12, on the other hand, looks like he's got some damage. But again, it shouldn't hurt him too bad here at Martinsville.
No, that might be about a 3-minute repair, the least, I would say. That didn't seem too bad, as we are lap 144 of 200 here at Martinsville Speedway. Now, do you think everyone will make green flag pit stops or under caution, or still have time for 1 or 2 more? How do you think it'll play out here as we get down towards the end?
I'm not exactly sure how it's going to play out. I mean, the field's shuffled so many times here this evening. We've seen drivers go to the front, go to the back, then come back up towards the front. I mean, for instance, we got Max Ford, who's been up and down through the grid numerous times here this evening, as he's been battling his way up and down. He's out of Winston-Salem. Is the driver of Max Ford.
As we ride under here, and Keith Fresco looked like he was from Atlanta, Georgia. My screen went off there really quick.
Back here, getting ready for green flag racing once again. Martinsville Speedway for the Martin Sports 200 or 250. I'm not sure exactly how to call it now that we're only doing 200 laps instead of what I thought was 250. So we're running 200 laps here at Martinsville for the Martin Sport, presented by Martin Sports. And this is the NSR SkunkWorks Graphics.com Xfinity Series. As we are set to roll once again, green flag will be out. They are down and away, coming down in the corner number 1.
Ooh, the 19 Bruno almost looks like he changed lanes right before the restart there, which is a violation, and that should be reviewed in my opinion. And the McDonald's car got way up high and bounced off the wall there.
He had room to come up. That's not a foul.
Oh, okay. My apologies. Then it looked a little faster than it was.
Yeah, it was a little fast, but he had room. He didn't stop the other driver.
So we're back live now.
Yep, we're live. We're watching the number 5 of Williams trying to battle for that third spot as he's getting up here. But Johnny Taylor, he's still trying to find a way around Fonseca now. As Fonseca is working on that, trying to get around for the lead with Bruno out in front. Fonseca there in second. Taylor third, Williams fourth, Westwood fifth, Herman in sixth, Ford in seventh.
Yes, as the top 7 or so I can see on my screen are pretty strung out here on this restart. It's not till you get farther in the back that they're really battling, as we can see the 02 car and the 78 car, I believe it is. And
yeah, it's the 75 and the
75.
Yeah, 75 and a 92 is the 92 brushes that outside wall.
Yes, that was a pretty good hit there. As he's drifting up.
When I see these drivers go and hit that outside wall, I keep getting a saying in my head: "Don't hit that barrier; it'll slow you down." It's from an old, it's a saying off an old demolition derby game I had for the PlayStation, the first PlayStation, or the demolition derby game that I played, and I could always hear that guy when I get up against that wall or somebody hits that wall: "Don't hit the barrier; it'll slow you down."
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I had that game. Now we're dating our age here, but good thing here at AI racing with the simulation, you could hit as hard as you want and not get injured. Today in the Xfinity Series race, there was a huge crash at the end with 19 cars. The 27, I believe, is Jeff Burton. He hit the wall so hard, he came off turn 3 at the end and spun around and hit the safer barrier to where he moved the safer barrier probably about 7 inches.
It's amazing what they've done for safety with the cars and the drivers.
Oh yes, he was awake and alert, thank God, but he had to go to the local hospital because he was complaining of severe right arm pain. So they think he might have fractured his arm, but they wanted to be safe.
Yeah, if he didn't fracture it, he could have got severely stoved it.
Oh yeah, so hopefully he'll be okay for the next race as we have a battle. Oh, as my screens are changing.
Now here goes the 48 of Ehrman down below the 5 of Williams, trying to make his way back up towards the front. Taylor did get around Fonseca And now Taylor is trying to get back up there to the lead. He's getting up to the bumper of the 19. Again, he can get to the bumper, but can he pass? That is the question. Can he drive a little harder into the corner to try to get that nose of the 3 under the 19? As we are winding laps down here, we're getting about 40 to go this time by.
And yes, as you said with how you save your tires, the 19 is getting tight, as I mentioned before, and the 3 car, it looks like he's getting loose. It all depends on how you drive your car early in the race to how it acts at the end of the race.
Well, it also depends on how much brake bias and, how you have your car set up.
Right, and that's another thing when you go for your pit stops, is you want to make sure what you want to do in the long run is correct, whether it's to make your cars looser or tighter.
Most definitely. So we still have the battle up front here between Bruno and Taylor. Fonseca there in third. Ehrman in fourth. Williams fifth. Benfield in sixth. Westwood seventh. Wheeler eighth. Mark Sikosi back here in ninth. Rhodes in 10th. Davis and then Ford. So we've got one more driver now back onto the lead lap. So only 3 drivers instead of 4 now are a lap or more down. And I think 2 or maybe 3 of them, or all 3 of them are out. I'm not sure about the 32. Nope. 32 still on track.
Yes, as I see him here on my screen, as he goes into turn 1. And he is the only car I still see on my screen.
Green flag pit stop underway for the 78/42 of Dakota Ehrman.
Oh,
And we got the 92 of Davis going around just on the other side of that safer barrier wall.
well, that's unfortunate for who was making that pit stop there, because they might be a lot down now.
Honestly, I don't think he's going to hurt him too bad because he was already in the pit road when that caution come out. So it could be a little bit of a blessing because now he's not going to be a lap down.
You are correct. I was a little slow.
Yeah, I don't believe he's going to be a lap down whenever all this comes out because he's going to be coming out. He very well could become the leader. After his pit stop, unless he's fixing damage.
I think he would be fixing damage. As I see the 12 car rolling on my screen.
Yeah, the 61 of Fonseca and the 12 of Wheeler stayed out. They last pitted at lap 135, so I'm trying to calculate in my head if they can go the distance or not.
It's going to be a tight squeeze, especially if we get any overtimes.
These drivers that are pitting down will definitely be able to make it to the end. But again, I'm not sure about Fonseca and Wheeler. I don't know if they're both going to be able to get to the end or not without, 1, tires, and 2, their tires are going to give way. Bruno's starting third, so I just see Wheeler and Fonseca going to have to give way to those new tires of Bruno.
Right, they could give way or make a fight out of it. It's all up to them. And this is where we talked about in the beginning of the race that we're coming down to the end of the race now is where you want to do the bumping. I'm sorry. Take it away here.
Yeah, they're coming down here towards the end of this race. This is our 11th caution, I believe, 11th or 12th caution for the night. And Fonseca and Wheeler may have to give way to Bruno. Bruno's been a fast car all night. I think Bruno's the one that can get it done. Taylor is right there as well, so will Taylor end up giving Bruno a shove to get him out of the way? We'll have to wait and see, as this is short track racing here at Martinsville.
That's what I was trying to say. My apologies. My brain was talking faster than my tongue, and I got a little tongue tight there. So Bruno had a good car all night, and I do believe if he does this last handful of laps there, he will pull off the win.
Well, they're doubling up. We got one more lap to green.
Lights are off on the pace truck.
We're making a hard left-hand turn on the pit road as they come through 3 and 4.
Francisco will take him down on his restart here.
61 up on Secot. We'll see if he moves out of the way or if he's going to go and push the issue. Looks like he's definitely going to push the issue. He did just...
Oh!
We got problems in the back here.
My screens were switching. I don't know if we have... Is that a caution there? I can't...
Yeah, we got a caution. Matthew Wheeler brought it out.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yes, my screens were switching awfully late on that, so... Ooh, looks like the 12 car spun by himself. That's what I see.
Yeah, he kind of locked him up, took that corner a little aggressive. And being on older tires, he almost was kind of forced in the issue since he stayed out. So I'll be curious to see if they pit now that they're a piece farther back in the pit.
Right.
Farther back here. Yes, here he comes. He's coming in now. Fonseca, though, still holding out in front.
Right, and that's what we talked about earlier. If they do have limited tire sets, you want to use them at the right times. Obviously, on all stages, you want to use them, no doubt about that. But it's how you use the tires and the fuels throughout the rest of the race laps to make sure you want to have the correct amount of tires, especially towards when you get down towards 40 to go or less, because you never know how many overtimes we could get.
Oh, that's most definitely right. Lights still on the pace truck. Again, this race brought to you by the NSR SkunkWorks Xfinity Series, presented by Martinsville. And this is the Martinsville 200 or 250. I'm not sure how you want to label it. As one, I've got different information for different areas, which makes my tough a little bit more interesting on some days.
I would just say what we got is what we would call. It looks like the lights are out on the pace truck. I cannot quite tell if my camera has just switched.
No, lights are still on. Now they go off.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yes. Now we come to the doubling up on the restart here. I keep wanting to say choose cone, but we do not have that in this series. Looks like we are ready for the restart as the pace track takes that hard turn.
Green flag back out. 24 laps to go to finish out the Martinsville 200 here at Martinsville.
And we got 2x2 for the lead, and then followed by a 2-car in the pack, and then looks like 3 wide almost in the back of the field, as my camera says switch.
Being on older tires, I'm surprised Fonseca is really putting it to him there in those top 3 positions.
Oh yeah, he's coming on late, as they say. He did his strategy right, and as the McDonald's car is getting really loose back in the pack there. And then the 72, I believe that is, just got in the safer barrier off that final turn there.
Now 21 laps to go. Bruno back out front with Taylor chasing him down. Now there's 61 slowly drifting back into the pack with them older tires.
Yes, with these older tires too, it'll take time to get the heat in them, and now that we only have 20 laps to go, drivers aren't forced to stay where they are, but they'll just say, my car can only go so far here because of my tires, and not that they'll settle for that position, because no driver will settle for any position except for a win. They'll do the best of what they have, of what they can in these last 19 laps here.
I think Taylor was just kind of riding there. As I'm seeing him, I'm watching his time sheets, and he just set the fastest lap here just about 3 laps ago on lap 21. Maybe 2 laps ago, now 3. As he's battling there with Bruno, he's still 200s, anywhere between 200s to a tenth faster.
Now the top 2 leaders here, they have such a big gap here on third. Probably the biggest gap we've seen all race long between the leaders, maybe 10 gaps. Now you want to ask yourself too, are they pushing too hard, or is the third place? That's all he's got with these handful of laps to go, which is 16 here to go at Martinsville Speedway as we come back to the start-finish lane.
Well, exactly. And I don't think they're pushing too hard with the way I've seen these 2 drivers run in stage 1. They ran well. Taylor, I was expecting to be out front here before too long with the lap times he's put down, but Bruno is matching him currently, so he's having troubles. I think Taylor's downfall is riding around behind the 19 right now. I think if he got around the 19, he'd be able to put some space out.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that in the previous lap there. The 19 kind of skimmed the wall. That looked like a time suited me. As we come back to 14 to go, someone's coming down pit lane. I cannot see who that was as my cameras have changed.
I think Herman went and crashed again.
Oh, we have a big stack up coming out of start finish line. The 61 and the 5 are having a really good battle, and the McDonald's car Ford is trying to come up on them and trying to make a pass, but there is nowhere to go. As quickly here, we have 11 laps to go. Someone's way up high coming out of turn 3. I don't know if that'll bring out a caution. I do not believe so. It might have been out by now.
Yeah, if there was going to be a caution, it'd be called by now. As we're coming to 11 laps to go, the leader's still putting the pedal to the metal here, with Taylor still trying to find that spot to get around Bruno. Bruno's still out front. Taylor's still trying to chase him down, and we're now on 10 laps to go. Westwood back here in 4th, trying to catch up to Benfield for that 3rd position. Fonseca and Williams. Fonseca.
We got a crash. Oh, they saved it. It was the McDonald's car that spun out, and I didn't see who righted them in the right position, but iRacing didn't seem to call that car.
Yeah, no, seemed to be okay. Racing surface is still clear and going. 8 laps to go here at Martinsville.
And and I did not see that, and the blue and white car just bounced off the wall pretty good there.
Yeah, it's the 64 Westwood.
Yeah, Westwood. My screens were changing, so that's why I couldn't call his name right then. And he bounced off the wall pretty good there as we come down to 6 laps to go here, as Taylor has really wheeled in Bruno, and now it's just a mind game between Bruno and Taylor. Taylor's thinking, okay, where should I go, high side or low side, to get on Bruno's mind, and Bruno is thinking the opposite. He's thinking, where's Taylor going, and how should I protect my position? Not only at this track, but they know how the other drivers race them and at each racetrack because they have raced through the season. So these drivers know each other's tendencies well enough to know what the other ones are going to do as we come down here at 5 laps to go. Oh, and we have a lap car that might be in the way. Hopefully he'll pull out of the way there. I cannot see who that car was because my screens have switched once again.
Yeah, that's the 32, I believe.
Yes, you are correct.
All right, no, it's not. That's the 92.
Oh, okay, the 92 is coming down pit lane, respectfully so he should be out of the way there.
Yeah, 3 laps to go. Taylor wants any shot. He's going to really start putting the aggressive moves on real soon.
Oh, and Taylor's getting real loose there, so he's really getting nervous and trying to protect his position on the tires grip that we have left, or they have left, excuse me, as we get 2 laps to go here at Martinsville Speedway. Taylor comes up really, really high, and he's using that curve to protect his position as we get 1 lap to go here.
That 1 to go is represented by top split setups. As we got Taylor and Bruno battling it. Will Taylor give him the old bump and run? No, he will not. He's going to settle for second here this evening. And they come out of 4. I don't think Taylor has enough. Bruno will be your race leader. Johnny Taylor there in second.
And
Benfield will be third.
Looked like there was some late race contact because when Bruno was coming up, I saw some smoke disappearing. So that was an exciting win for Mr. Bruno in the 19 as he has advanced himself into the championship 4 for Phoenix next week. So congratulations, Mr. Bruno.
Alrighty, as we get set for driver interviews, we're going to step away and hear from our sponsor of the race here tonight, Martin Sports, as we get the drivers ready. Let Bruno burn it down here at Martinsville. Great run here for him this evening. Keeping the car out front. Looks good and ran good, staying ahead of Taylor. Alright, we are back here at the track, getting ready for post-race interviews. We'll see which drivers we have to be able to get in the booth here with us. Looks like we got Stoney Benfield and Bruno right now. So we're going to bring Benfield up. He is our 3rd place finisher. Benfield, we got Adam here in the booth with Mike. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Got you, Mike. How are you, bud?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you feeling after a long race here at Martinsville?
Well, I wish we'd have had that extra 50 laps. Would have helped me a lot. My car was a little better on the longer runs, and it's pretty loose on the short run, but that was on purpose. So, but anyway, it was all good. Glad to get third place.
Yes, you had a very nice run there, and I've run with you quite a few times, so it was quite enjoyable on my first broadcast here at Martinsville to watch you race.
Yeah, and what's your name, sir?
My name is Michael Eden.
Okay, Michael. Well, good. Well, thank you for the broadcast, and I really enjoyed racing tonight.
Yes, thank you, and good luck next week.
Yeah,
Sorry there, Benfield. So you think you are set for next week? I can't remember. I don't have the points up in front of me at the moment, but are you in one of the spots for the playoffs?
no, I got wrecked out last week. Somebody come off the wall and took me out last week, so I'm just here to win, man. And
You're here to spoil somebody else's fun.
that's right. That's right.
Here's a reminder from Michael.
Yeah.
Go stop.
All right. So do you got sponsors you would like to thank there, Benfield?
I sure do. First of all, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Man, I'm a Christian, and I'm so thankful for what Christ has done for me. Also, I want to thank NC811.org. They're my sponsor. Of course, I carry them on the car. And then Zeem's Racing Setup Shop for a great set. Cody Porter and Johnny and all those guys over there, man. Johnny Avila made a great set here for me tonight. And then I got, I don't know, 20 or 15 or 20 people from our church that follow us on the broadcast. And I want to give a big shout out to them and can't wait to see all those guys in the morning. So anyway, if you guys don't go to church anywhere, join me at prospectbaptist.com at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
Alrighty, well that sounds great there, Benfield, and congrats on your podium finish here this evening. Hope you can carry the luck going through next week and into the next season.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
All right, that was our third place driver. As we have Johnny Taylor now in the booth. He's our second place winner. Johnny Taylor, can you hear us here in the booth? Johnny, do you got a copy?
I got you, man.
There you are. All right. So, congrats on a second place finish. Thought you might have had the car for the win, though.
Yeah, I felt like we were a little better than him on the long run. We just really never got the long runs to show for it. So we were able to in there at the end. I just really never wanted to use the bumper. Me and Mike raced pretty good together. So it was a pretty clean, hard-fought race. Good win to him.
Yeah, Johnny, this is Michael Eden. This is my first broadcast watching all you guys, and you did have a pretty good race car there, and I want to congratulate you on a second place finish.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was a good race there. Glad we could have a nice little run there for the finish.
So, anything you could take from this to get you a championship next week?
Yeah, we're gonna go to work on Phoenix and see what we can come with next week.
If I was looking at the points correctly, I think you are the current points leader, and I think this helps in that endeavor here tonight.
Yeah, I think that puts us in the final four for next week. So we'll just focus on next week and see what we can do.
And given it's Phoenix Raceway, it's a whole different mindset than this short track here at Martinsville. So you want to use your points to where you could be an advantage.
Yeah, Phoenix is a pretty tough track. I feel pretty confident about it. I like that place, so we'll see what happens.
Well, before you go here, Johnny, you got any sponsors you want to thank here for your second place finish here tonight?
I'd like to thank Uncle Eddie Seasoning and EPI and you guys NSR for putting on the races and about it.
Alrighty, well, congrats on that second place podium finish, and hopefully you bring some luck next week as you head into Phoenix.
All right, thanks, man.
All righty. Enjoy your second place finish and have yourself a great night.
You too.
All right. Next up is our race winner, Mike Bruno. Mike, do you got a copy on us?
Down 4, I got you, bud.
How's it going here this evening, Mike? Pretty tough up there in the front, holding off the 3 of Taylor.
Yeah, you're not kidding. We were just so dead nuts even. I don't know if he would have been better long run or not. We didn't get much past, I don't know, 30, 40 laps there, but yeah, he was super fast. Ton of fun to race him though.
Hey, Mr. Bruno, this is Michael Eden chiming in here. I'm new to this broadcast. You had a dominant car, sir, for Martinsville, and I know how hard it is myself, so I wanted to congratulate you on a great win, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, is there anything you could have changed there, Mike, to maybe give you a little bit better car? Or is there anything?
I don't know. I kept feeling like I was dialing it out. I just kind of left it alone there at the end. Instead of taking less fuel like I normally would, I kept it full. I was fighting tight mainly through the whole night. So I just felt like I had quite a few things going my way there on the restarts and was able to find my way back to the front, which was really nice. But as far as the car goes, it felt great for whatever short runs we had there. And just got lucky there at the end and was able to hold Johnny off.
And you definitely looked great there in that front spot as you did through stage 2 and 3. I think, or did you get stage 1 win as well? I can't remember. That's a little far back now.
Yes, I believe so.
So
Yes,
I know you battled Bruno you battled Taylor quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, he was awesome. He raced me clean, raced me hard. He was just about as good as I was, if not better. It was great racing him.
I was waiting for him to give you the bumper.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been mad at that at all. That's Martinsville. He raced me really respectful, really clean. We've been racing each other a long time here, be open. I don't know, at least a few years, and we race each other clean every week.
Oh, it's a fabulous battle to watch.
I appreciate that. It was just as much fun in the car. It was awesome.
Well, who's your sponsors that helped you get to your podium top finish here tonight in that winner's circle?
Liquid Molly's our big one. Matrix Muscle Cars, all that good stuff. Thank my team, Phase 2, as always. All them guys that build the set, Sean, Dustin, Dakota. I know I'm forgetting all the other guys, but they do an awesome job, and it's much appreciated. Couldn't do this without them.
And thank you for letting me be part of this organization. This is my only second broadcast, so it was really enjoyable, and I do appreciate you letting me be part of this whole team, so thank you.
No problem. Appreciate you.
All right. Well, congrats again, Mike, and hopefully you can try to be a spoiler next week as well.
That would be amazing. Thank you very much.
All righty. Have a great night and enjoy your win.
Thanks. You too.
All right. As we finish up here from Martinsville, we take a look once again at our 8 drivers who are racing it out to try to get into that top 4 for next week. That is Taylor, Love, Udding, Tessier, Williams, Westwood, Sikosi, and Alonso. And I think Alonso and Tessier might have some problems going into next week. But they might be, their season may be done.
I believe it's a must win for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm pretty sure they're going to find it tough to try to battle for the Final 4. But congrats on the Final 4, whoever they are that make it. We know Johnny Taylor is one of them for sure. But as for the others, we'll take a look at our finishing results before we head out here this evening. Oh, come on now. Our finishing results, Mike Bruno in first, Johnny Taylor second, Stoney Benfield third, Kyle Westwood fourth, John Williams fifth, Keith Fonseca in sixth, Mark Sikosi there in seventh, Matthew Wheeler eighth, Austin Rhodes in ninth, Max Ford in 10th, Timothy Davis in 11th, Tessier in 12th, Dakota Erman 13th, Alonso there in 14th, and Matt Sisler 15th. So everybody did a great job here tonight, running very clean for Martinsville. I was expecting more bump and run, more bumper using of that bumper here at the short track, but everybody was racing very respectively. Have to give the drivers credit on that. As we head into, as you heard, Phoenix next week for the championship 4. We will see who our series championship winner is as we head out of Phoenix next week. Everybody have a wonderful evening and enjoy the racing here on the pole and on NSR's network. Thank you for having us once again. We'll see you next